Did it do the thing? Didn't do the thing. Oh, wait. Hold on. What's happening? Didn't have Scott this morning. Didn't know which thing to hit. It's one of those days already. So let's see what we got. Paula Jack, good morning. Julie Aaron, good morning. Eddie Ambras, good morning. Eddie has a lot of dirt on me. So do the thing. Thank you, James. That's exactly what I was saying. Just do the thing. Hit the button. Do the thing. That's what you're supposed to do. John Yao, good morning. I thought I saw a happy anniversary somewhere out there. Happy anniversary to you. Steve Dietering, good morning. It's just me today. No Scott 35 miles away pushing buttons. I'll have to do things like this every once in a while. Let's see, where's he got everything hidden? Like this. I could do that. See? It's not that bad. I needed my bifocals to do it. Because he's got a big giant, monitor rig all over the place, and he's like doing his thing. So, anyways, Andrew, good morning. Hey, good to see you on YouTube. By the way, I know the comments thing is sometimes weird. So, Andy Buzzard, my cousin, good to have you watching there. Jason Bragg, good morning, my friend. Sue Francis, good morning. Karen Buzzard, that's my ma. Good morning, John Yao. Thank you for coming. Thank you for thanking me. That's what it was. And Randy Carnes. Hello. So let's see. Brian Fink. There he is. Brian, you are, I should if there was any salary, I should hire you to be a part of the Past Pandemic podcast. Are you on schedule crew? Because you're quick on it. You're like, okay, we got to do the thing. And then I pushed the button and it didn't do the thing. So that's where we're at. So I'm a donut aficionado. I'm sure excited. And here's the thing, Steve. This is what I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were ever gone. Like, as a donut aficionado, my big weakness is like, how like wine tasters can like sniff it, sip it, and then be like, spit it all out. That's not me. With wine or with donuts, like I could smell a donut. Sure. I could take a bite. Sure. I could even maybe take a couple chews, but I can't spit it back out. Donuts are not chewing gum. In belly. That's where they go. So if I was tasting donuts, I have to eat the whole damn thing. It takes a pretty... So... There's a show on Netflix. It's a the Great British Baking Show. I don't know if you've ever watched it. It's basically, America's Got Talent, or one of these, like, whittling down, like, who's the best blank. Best, in this case, it's baker. And I know what you're thinking. Who cares, right? And I was the same way. I'm like, who cares? And it's a bunch of Brits baking in a tent. It's in this magnificent, idyllic, like sprawling castle grounds. Like, it looks like it's like out of a movie or a show, I guess. They're only available just for Lent. Got it. A professional assistant for Mr. Buzzard. That's correct. Kim, good morning. I haven't seen you in a while. You give Keith a nuggins for me. I haven't seen him in way too long. Steve back. Yeah, I assumed Steve. I didn't think you think the donuts were ack. But anyways, the British Baking Show, they you can't stop watching them making crafting things, and you become, it's just like everything else. You watch 5 minutes of it, you're like, you're automatically an expert. You're like, well, I know, I would have. That's a rookie move. Who would ever do that while you're eating your donuts, watching them make 15-layer cakes and everything like that? It's a fun show. A Polish donut. I didn't even know that was a thing. That's amazing. And Ruthie, good morning. Hope your winter's over. I don't think it is, but hope your roads are nice and the trips to the libraries are amazing. Why did I get talking about the British baking show? I don't know. Hard to say. Let me see if I can find another thing there. It's a family show. Look at all these things. See, Scott has all these things back here that he doesn't know that I know about. There, we'll take that off. Okay. So it's easy to do one thing or the other. Like, you can stand out here and be like, blah, 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 blah. That's my furnace, by the way. I don't know if you can hear it. It's a noisy show today. HR's home. My coworker was late to school. It's just been one of those days. And now the furnace is on. I generally turn the heat off when I do the show because I don't want it, because furnace is right over there. Like, I don't want you hearing it. It's not fun. It's not part of the show. But it is today. And what a great day for Scott not to be here. Now, I want all of you to let Scott know tomorrow how important he is to a good show. And as much as I don't think he really does that much to the show. I see I did it to myself. The ghost of Scott. He's funny. He's a funny guy, and I'm glad to have him on the show. So let's see. Anything new? So last week, I was involved in a songwriting judging panel for a graduating class at Full Sail University. It was all obviously remote. I did not fly down to Orlando to judge some songs. And if you don't know about Full Sail University, it's it's more of a performance and media university. Like, they literally have like a direct pipeline to like ESPN and like video game coding company. Like, it's like if you're in that, I have no affiliation, by the way, but if you're in that industry, in that business, it's a great place. And it's most of the professors are practitioners and they're in the field. So it's pretty cool. So my cousin used to be a professor there, and I got to know some of his friends, and they needed a judge, kind of last minute deal. They're like, Buzzard ain't doing nothing. So I was involved in this thing, and I have not been very prolific when it comes to writing songs. I don't know what it is. You get in your own head. You don't write like you want to, or you're like, oh, I should write a song, or I should do a record, or I should do a blank. And you just don't. I don't know why. People generally aren't kind about when you create something. The best case scenario, like, that's cool. When's the next one? And you're like, it took me 6 months to do that, and you're like, what do you mean the next one? Or they say nothing at all. And then you just stew in this, like, and, then there's always the brass ring idea. Like, what if the right person hears this and they think this would be great in the next Bruce Willis movie, or whoever's cool now. Maybe the Marvel of universe, the MCU would use this song. Who knows what could happen? And the truth is nothing's going to happen. If you go into creating your art, I don't care if you're sculpting, I don't care if you're throwing pots, writing poetry, or writing songs, or painting. If you're doing it for you, you win. And then if somebody buys your thing, whatever it is, then if you've decided to let it go, because that's also sometimes when you create some stuff, I totally didn't know there was comments going on. I didn't switch back. Sorry. Hold on. Let me come back. Polish donut. There we are. Jeremy Hunt, good morning. Julie Stover, good morning. What do we got? Coffee, hot, smiles, happy Friday Eve. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, Brian, it's a fun show. So Brian is mentioning that. Sorry, I missed some comments. Great British Baking Show. It's great. Sick of the cold. My furnace is working overtime. Yeah, I think this weekend. By the way, this weekend is supposed to be legit cold, at least here in Central Ohio. So if you don't have a hoodie, or if you do have a hoodie, put it on. Julia, how awesome! Thank you. Yeah, it was cool. The songwriting thing was cool. Finishing songs is super hard. It is. It's like one thing to have this sort of like clunk of noise and words kind of mushed together, and you're like, yeah, that's a song. It will be. But then the actual of like when you got to roll it out in the baking and make a pie out of it, it's hard. And people that do it professionally, there's a whole industry based on writing songs and getting paid to do it. Like if you can show up, pull your pen out and just and write something amazing, it's a skill. It's not just rhyming. Steve, he knows the feeling. Do it anyways. Yes. Eddie Ambras, and always incredibly funny. I was saying that they don't say anything or whatever, and Eddie says, or they say there's already a happy birthday song. And you're correct. Happy birthday just fairly recently became public domain, but for the longest time it was owned, which meant you couldn't have it in movies and TV shows and things like that. And that's also why places like, do you guys remember, like, was it Chi-Chi's, I think, the Mexican restaurant? They had their whole thing where they put the sombrero on you and like just throw a margarito at you and like rain chips down on you. And they'd sing this different song that wasn't Happy Birthday, but clearly inspired by Happy Birthday. It had claps in it and things like that. So that's but now Happy Birthday is public domain. So feel free, Eddie, write it again. You could say happy, nice birthday to you. The celebration of food, exactly. So an interesting thing happened during this. So the songwriting class that I was part one of on the panel of. You weren't really supposed to be like, that's terrible. Like they didn't want me there to be like that type of a thing. Advice, what'd you think of it? Just that kind of a thing. Give me a chimney. That's funny. Well, Brian. So Brian, I like what you're thinking. It is. I don't know where to get a tauntaun, but we're gonna have to make some tauntaun coats. Really, The Great Gatsby just became public domain? It's that old? Wow, I didn't know that. Is it? I thought it was 100 years. Is The Great Gatsby 100 years? Doesn't matter. So the first handful of the pre-show, what do I do at rehearsal? See, now I don't know. Oh, you mean the celebration of food? I do the celebration of food at rehearsal. So before so we're in like a little Zoom call, and they're like, hey, this is a songwriting class, not a production class. Not everyone in this class is a singer or an artist or a musician. So remember, they're just writing a song. Try to think of it that way. Yeah, that's horrible. So, right. I do that at rehearsal, but that's a different. You're a bunch of grown-ups. So, the first few were not musicians. I'm just going to say that, and this is what they knew that, and these young people were quite courageous, being like, well, I'm not very good, but see what you think. And it was inspiring. As an old crusty curmudgeon, I was inspired by these young people writing music for no reason at all other than to make some music and sing a song about something. And not everybody's a great singer, and not everybody sings great, and not everybody knows how to rhyme words, but these kids, they did it anyways. So then there was I think there was a total of about 20. 3 or 4 were clearly non-musicians, and 3 or 4 were clearly musicians. Like, these are guys that knew, like, they had it going on. And then there was a really nice group in the middle of like pushes and pulls, and it was fun and it was nice. We all kind of pitched in, and the panel, we all the panel, nobody really took the hard no. We all kind of like where, it helped them out. But there was one song in particular that I was really oh wow, okay, that took a second. I got it. Speaking of old, the end of World War I and this year are equal distance from my birth year of 1970. That's my birth year, Brian. How'd you get out of school before I did? Anyways, actually, in the this young man, the song was really good. The performance was interesting, like it was unique. There was something cool about it. But he's not a guitar player, and it was just using basically like when you're using recording software, you can sort of like just put in a guitar track in the key of G and you can sing to it. Like it's not quite that simple, but it's not much more complicated than that. Randy Carnes, quick as a cat, and he left kindergarten after 3 weeks. That's interesting. Randy is from Eastern Pennsylvania, and Brian, you now currently live out in Eastern Pennsylvania, and you both have camper trucks. I'm not saying you guys should hang out, but camping, there might be some kind of way to hang out. Just saying. So anyways, at the end of the, we talked about a song and it was great. There was parts of it that were just, I thought, really interesting. You graduated in 1970. So did my mom and dad, if they graduated. If I'm being honest, I've never seen a diploma. Just saying. I was born in 1970, but they graduated in 1970. What the? Anyways, I told the young man, if he wanted me to lay a guitar track on it, I would do it, for free. Not trying to scare up some money off some broke college kid who's probably actually has a better bank account and credit rating than I do. But I said, here's the offer. I'll work the song for you. I think it's great. And but I'm not going to chase you down, basically. He got a hold of me yesterday and he sent me the track. So I'm actually going to co-work with it with another friend of mine, and might do something really sweet with it. So if he gives us permission where this is all going, I'll play it for you guys, or I'll share it on the social medias or whatever. But it'll be something we'll be working on over the weekend. It's pretty cool. It's kind of fun, nice. It's if you can't get yourself to be creative for your own things, if you can be creative on somebody else's things, sometimes that's a start. It's a good way to get going. So I'm glad I like that. So Brian left kindergarten after 3 weeks. Were you like, I'm out of here? That's how I picture it. I picture you're like, later, I'm going to first grade. I don't know what you guys are doing. So did you ever smoke, Brian? I was a heavy smoker. I smoked. I didn't smoke in school. I smoked I started in college, but I didn't know, like a lot of you military guys pick up that habit as well. I didn't know. All right, everybody. Well, it's been a great show so far. Yeah, but I got to get to work. I'm going to work on that song. So, and actually I need work. And then later on, I'm going to work on the song. And Brian thinks it deuces. That sounds about right. You guys, it's been a fun show. I needed to just rant about something, and I didn't really. I just talked about this young man and the song we're going to work on. So it's going to be cool. Well, I hope everybody has a great Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Enjoy yourselves. I will see you tomorrow. Maybe Scott will be back. Maybe he won't. Who knows? No, you guys are great. I have loved every darn one of you. Even you. But see, like normally when I do the you, then it would click off. But I have to put it there and be like, even you. Then I got to move it